when that breakup happened, what some people were looking for, I'm not saying everyone went over there, but some people were looking for not what the other show was, which is cool. And of course, there's gonna be similarities. It was, 2/3 of the show left, so there will be some, overlap in how things are done or how it comes across. But yeah, us just being ourselves, I think, was what a certain group was looking for, rather than trying to match what the other show was, because we're not going to pretend to be somebody we're not.
Yeah.
There was a huge force over there, and neither of us are him, and vice versa. So we were ourselves. That's really all we knew how to be.
Yeah, and I think it was very, like, the first few episodes, it looked like it was going to be, it wasn't easily going to transfer. Like, it wasn't that.
No,
Yeah,
of course not. But also, you have to understand, like, that whole thing, even though it was a whole month of a shift, it did happen technically in one fucking day of where things completely went 180.
Yeah.
So, no, Maul and I didn't have time to, like, plan a brand new show out of nowhere and have this brand new chemistry where it's just him and I starting a new venture. We did it in real time. Like, that was all in real time.
Yeah. And I want to get back to that. You were searching for new deals, but there seems to be this belief that you didn't start Rory and Mal outside of anything other than, like, vengeance for how things ended. But I would say you guys are podcasters now in ways that many aren't. You've done podcasts for years. I think you're a really good podcaster. That's my
appreciate
opinion. Yeah. Would you say that was just a narrative, or did you really want to prove the world wrong?
I say
Yeah.
what people think again.
People
we did
thought-
it out of vengeance.
All right. So I might have added that for my dramatic flair, but there was this idea that.
I never saw that theory.
All right. So there's a theory, right? And it's at the end, you go on. See, the thing is, I don't want to podcast with my friends.
That was completely taken out of.
I'm just
What
laying
people
out-
don't even realize, I was talking about Palooza.
I know.
I wasn't even talking about the podcast.
I know.
When I was talking about the friend shit, and then also that I said my goal at that time was to not create a network of a bunch of podcasts.
Yeah.
I loved podcasting with my friends.
I completely
I was doing
understand
a
that.
whole bunch of other shit, which people have seen came to fruition afterwards. I'm sorry, I didn't want to make a network at that time.
Okay.
It just wasn't my goal.
Yeah. No, I completely get that. But the Reddit asylum, me at the time, not me necessarily, but I saw people say that you were starting this next podcast, like Rory and Mal, to spite people as opposed to being in love with podcasting or maybe wanting to continue on.
No, and again, that was a narrative that was completely made up and taken out of context of when I did the See the Thing Is episode. It's weird because what I never understand, people don't realize podcasts are recorded. So anytime you guys come up with these theories, I'm like, you could just go back and listen to what I said instead of taking what you interpreted from it and completely changing what I said, which, no one can control that, but that's just how this shit works. Yeah, I love podcasting. I always did. I never sat there and was like, yo, I fucking hate this. Making a network was not my dream at the time. That's all. And no, I didn't then move on to do vengeance. I don't even know how to answer that. It's so ridiculous.
Well, there was an idea that you did it out of spite, but I don't think
went
that was the
to
case.
continue my career out of spite. Maybe I'm just not as obsessed with that gentleman the way you guys are. No, I continued my life.
Yeah, I get it.
Like my life, I continued with it. It wasn't out of spite.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I don't have the same man crush y'all do with him.
Wait, man.
I kind of like my life, and I just wanted to move on with my life and did the things that I love to do.
All right, got it. I don't want to stay here too long because I feel
That's fine. I don't care.
No, but there was just this narrative out there that you guys didn't care, and they thought that you were just trying to react. But, we talked about the start of Rory and Mal, but I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities for podcasters or people in business in general to forecast the end of something. Do you forecast how Rory and Mal will end? Or do you kind of even give that any thought? Or is it too hurtful to even think about that?
No, it's not even that case. I mean, it's different now. And I don't want to get like too serious and like deep about stuff. But if I would have thought about breakups with the old pod, I was 23 or 4 when it started. Drastically different mind state with it. Mal and I know we're not going to break up over the bullshit that has happened before, or even others that I've seen break up. Mal and I, that would never be. We could split amicably at some point maybe, and that's based off just life shit of just wanting to go in different directions. That's not been a conversation, nor is it even in my mind. We're in here for the long haul, 100%. But if it were to break up, it would just be something that, I don't want to live in America anymore. I think I want to raise my kid overseas.
Okay.
Like that type of shit is where it would go. That's the only foresight I see in that regard. To be for real life shit. We're adults now, and we want to do different things with our lives, and years down the line that could happen.
So you've implemented structures to avoid a messy breakup. Like there's clear, defined things like who gets the YouTube channel,
Listen,
who gets the content.
good business is easy.
Okay.
Don't let that
Previous.
that's some shit that they have. Like I'm about to get my tinfoil hat on the way that they've conditioned the world to do within our music industry, podcast industry, business overall with our demo. We have been conditioned to think that bad business is inevitable. It's the only way to do this shit. That is such a fucking lie.
Okay.
Within every last aspect of my life, not just in podcasting, within business, I have great business with my partners. It's so easy to do good business. Like, I hate that narrative, like, you got to get fucked on the way up. Like, no, you don't. You don't. It sucks when you have to rely on other people that's also been fucked, and then, hurt people, and people that got fucked fuck other people. It's just an inevitable cycle. But once you get to a place where you can be on your own, I've never had an issue doing good business.
Okay.
It's so fucking easy. Like, even when I was doing the album, it's between the producers on there, the writers on there, the artists on there, every single person I had a talk with, it was like, it's so odd that people think we can't do good business here. It's so clear cut. No one has to lie to each other. This is what it is. Let's find an agreement and a middle ground of what we think everyone is worth and what they should get, and let's be cool.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do.
It's kind of unfortunate because if you guys do break up, there'll always be people to just be like, probably me, I'm part of the problem.
Sure.
Be like, why did Rory and Mal break up? There's something going on there.
I hate even talking about that scenario, but if it was, it would be an easy conversation that we would probably have on microphone before it happened.